everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is short and sweet. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my own DIY tape extension release. I kind of randomly figured out this formula by experimenting a little bit. I tried using acetone before because people recommended that, which worked, but I found like it left a lot of tape residue in my hair, which was really hard to get out, and I ended up pulling out a lot of hairs in the process. And then I had some people say to use 99% isopropyl alcohol, which I found gave me the same result, where it was quickly and easily releasing the tape extensions, but I was still getting that residue of tape and gunk stuck to my hair after the extension was out that I found would take so many washes to remove. So I just came up with a random idea based on official real extension release products I used in the past, is that they always had this very mild to slightly oily texture. So I just went to my bathroom, grabbed a random oil cleanser that I had on my counter, put a few drops into an eyedropper container with mostly 99% isopropyl alcohol, and that worked perfectly. This is quite honestly the best extension release I've ever used, and it's a DIY one that I randomly made. So 10 out of 10 I recommend. It saves you a lot of money, especially if you're someone like me who already uses facial oil cleansers regularly in your skincare routine. You always have it on hand. It's just easy to put a few pumps in there, and then you have a perfect extension release made of 99% alcohol that you can get at any pharmacy. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my mixture, and then I'm going to remove my extensions. If you guys are not already following me on my Instagram account, make sure you head on over there. I post every single day to my Instagram with aesthetic-y photos of the kind of stuff that I like, as well as fashion and just overall lifestyle stuff, and also stories as well. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I upload weekly beauty related videos here, fashion related videos, and DIY skincare related stuff. So definitely hit that subscribe button with the notification bell to make sure that you're getting every single notification when I upload, or else YouTube will not recommend my videos to you. So make sure you hit that notification button with the all selected, or else YouTube just won't show me to you. Anyway, let's move forward. Okay, so to make your own extension release, it's actually really simple. It quite honestly is just 2 ingredients. The first one being isopropyl alcohol at 99% I found works the best, and also a facial cleansing oil of your choice. Right now, what I have on hand is the 𝐎𝐏𝐄 cleansing oil, which is made with a lot of jojoba oil. But what's most important about this is you need a cleansing oil that is going to have an emulsifier in it. Basically, what that means is that as soon as water hits it, it's going to become a milky texture and rinse off as cleanly as possible. Those are the 2 ingredients you need, and then of course you're going to want a container you can put your extension release in. For me, I've just been using an eyedropper bottle because I find it a lot easier to place the oil in between the extension wefts when using an eyedropper. For the ratios, they're not super specific. What I've been trying to do is maybe 3/4 isopropyl, and then the remainder the cleansing oil. Right into my empty bottle, about 3/4 of the way up, just above the halfway mark. Then taking my cleansing oil, just pumping the remainder full of that. The isopropyl alcohol is what's going to dissolve the bond of the glue on the tape for your extensions, and the oil is going to help to separate that glue and bond from the hair without it re-sticking. So once that's all together, you can shake it up before using it, and your extension release is all ready to go. So I need to desperately remove my extensions. I feel like they've been in for over a month and they're starting to get a little bit itchy and knot. So I'm gonna go do that now. So before using your extension release, you're just going to shake it to make sure that oil and isopropyl alcohol is all mixed up thoroughly. Taking a few pumps of that. It's super simple, like any extension release. You're just gonna go ahead and find the weft that you want to remove. Take some in the eyedropper. I found honestly I barely had to use any of the solution, and just kind of wiggling that eyedropper in between the weft kind of immediately starts to break down that bond. And then you can squirt a little bit in there. Open it up with your fingernails, and then you can either slide or peel it off quite easily. I always try to be really careful and make sure I have all of it peeled off before I start pulling, just to ensure that I don't accidentally pull out any hairs that are still alive and attached to my scalp. You will, of course, get hair loss when you do this, so don't be alarmed when you see some hairs, some of your real hairs attached to the tape weft that you remove. Those are just dead hairs that already fell out while you had your extensions in, but they had nowhere to go. You have to remember that our heads naturally lose 50 to 100 strands per day. So of course, if there's tape attached to your hair, the hairs that are dead have nowhere to go. But you still want to make sure you're being careful. If you see any hairs and the root of the hair looks dark or almost blackish, that means you accidentally pulled out a hair that was alive. So try not to do that. If the root of the hair that comes out with it is white, then it means it was already dead and fell out on its own. There we go. So I have one hair that I accidentally pulled out there. It has a dark tip, but otherwise there are no other hairs attached to the tape. So you generally try to be as gentle as possible, but sometimes accidents happen if I didn't wiggle it enough or loosen it up enough. When I peel them off too, I like to pinch so I don't accidentally pull at my roots of my hair. There we go. Okay, so my extensions are out. I didn't have that many in. I basically only put extensions around the areas of my head where I naturally have a lot of thinner hair. So basically the whole back half of my head is generally quite full. It's just the front parts that are kind of sparse by nature. So I just went in and finished removing them and then gently combing through any matting that I had on my head. As you can see, my hair is pretty oily from the extension release, but because the kind of oil that it is a facial cleansing oil, it's going to wash off with shampoo super easily and not leave your hair oily at all, which are some issues I ran into with other extension release products. I felt like my hair was still oily after, or when I used natural oils like a jojoba oil or coconut oil, it just sat in my hair and was kind of disgusting. One thing that you're going to notice when you are removing your extensions is that when you comb your hair after, you're going to see a ton of hair in your brush. Don't freak out. If you look carefully at the roots of the hairs that are actually in there, you'll notice that the roots are white. Almost like, from what I can see, all the roots on the hair that is in this comb are white, which means these are all the dead hairs that were falling out throughout the month that you had your tape and extensions in that had nowhere to go. These are the hairs that were dead and fell out and got stuck to your extensions because they were taped together and just kind of remained on your head. So this is all the stuff that should have fallen out throughout the month but had nowhere to go. So don't be alarmed unless you're combing your hair and you're feeling a great deal of resistance, or you're literally feeling hairs being pulled out, then you should be concerned and probably go in and find the areas on your scalp where your hair is getting stuck. There's most likely tape residue there, or tape that you did not properly get enough of the solution onto to remove it, so your comb is getting snagged and ripping out your actual hair that's alive. So make sure that you put a generous amount of this solution on the wefts to make sure that you don't get any of that tape residue remaining, or else it could get stuck and accidentally pull out real hair that is alive and healthy. So that is it. This is my hair without my extensions. Like I said, I'm basically just using my extensions for volume in the front of my head at this point. I'm quite content with the length that I have and the consistency in the length. It's just the density where I suffer. So I'm going to shower off this oil and that will be it. I generally like to give my hair a little bit of a break in between extensions, especially because we all are in quarantine right now, there really is no point in me having extensions back to back. So I like to take about a week or even like a month if I want to, of just giving my hair a break. And I focus on a lot of scalp treatments at this point, especially a lot of exfoliating scalp treatments, because when you have hair extensions in, you're not able to efficiently clean your scalp as much so as you would without extensions. So now's the opportunity to really get in there, give yourself a good scalp scaling massage, a lot of good healthy scalp treatments and hair treatments. And if your color needs to be updated, this is the point where you would want to do that. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this little tutorial helped you out into finding the perfect extension release solution for you that's super budget friendly, and then also a few tips on how to remove your extensions effectively and safely without pulling out any of your real healthy hair. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!